It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast on Saturday, September the 3rd with a special Saturday weather update. Before we get to the weather, folks, today is International Bacon Day. You guys know what to do about that. Have some bacon for breakfast, have some bacon for lunch, have some bacon with dinner, have some bacon today. How about that? If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And today is specifically a special Saturday weather update. After a month which we didn't mention weather, the whole month of August, now we've got 4 storms, 2 in the Pacific, 2 in the Atlantic, that could affect cruise ships. So we'll get to the details of all of those right after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. All right, let's start in the Atlantic. Right after the show yesterday, Danielle became a hurricane. This morning, Danielle has weakened back to a tropical storm and remains nearly stationary. It's expected to re-strengthen a little during the next couple of days. Currently, it's about 915 miles west of the Azores. Maximum sustained wind are 70 miles an hour. Of course, 74 only has to strengthen 4 more miles an hour to get back to hurricane strength. Present movement is 1 mile an hour to the west. Central pressure is 990 millibars. The center of Tropical Storm Danielle, again, is nearly stationary. A westward drift is expected today and Sunday, followed by a northward drift on Monday. Maximum sustained winds have decreased to 70 miles an hour with higher gusts. Little change in strength is expected today. Some slight strengthening is expected tonight through Monday, and it could regain hurricane strength on Sunday. Tropical force winds extend outward up to 125 miles from the center. The estimated minimum central pressure is 990, so it's in the range of strengthening. Danielle should not affect any land or any current cruises. Now, to the south of that is Earl, which is continuing a west-northwestward movement, should pass north of the Leeward Islands today. Currently, it's about 115 miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands with sustained winds of 40 miles an hour. It's moving at west-northwest at about 13 miles an hour. Central pressure is 1,005 millibars. There are no coastal watches or warnings in effect. However, interests in the northern Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico should monitor the progress of Earl. The center of Tropical Storm Earl should decrease in forward speed through tomorrow. A turn toward the northwest with an additional decrease in forward speed is expected Sunday and Monday. On the forecast track, the center of Earl is expected to pass near or north of the northern Leeward Islands today, north of the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico tonight and Sunday. Maximum sustained winds currently are 40 with higher gusts. Slow strengthening is possible during the next few days. Tropical storm force winds extend outward to 175 miles, mainly to the northeast of the center. So it's a pretty good sized storm. Earl is expected to produce total rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches, with isolated totals of 6 inches across the Leeward Islands, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico this weekend. Limited flash urban and small stream flooding could possibly happen in those areas. Rapid rises in rivers is possible in Puerto Rico. Gusty winds, especially in squalls, are possible across the northern leewards, the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico through Sunday. Clearly, Earl will affect Eastern Caribbean cruises, possibly cruises to both the Southern Caribbean and the Bahamas. Changes in itinerary are possible on cruises to any of these areas. That takes us to the Pacific. Javier, much closer to land than we thought yesterday. It is bringing heavy rain and gusty winds to portions of the southern Baja California Peninsula. Currently, it's 275 miles northwest of the southern tip of Baja. Maximum sustained winds are 50 miles an hour. It's moving northwest at 15. Central pressure is 999 millibars. Tropical storm watch is in effect for the west coast of Baja California from Cabo San Lucas northward to Punta Eugenia, the east coast of Baja California from Cabo northward to Baja and San Juan Bautista. A tropical storm watch means the tropical storm conditions are possible within the area, in this case within the next 12 hours. The center of Tropical Storm Javier is moving toward the northwest. This general motion is forecast to continue through today. The slow turn toward the west-northwest to west is expected to begin early Sunday. On the forecast track, the center of Javier should move generally parallel to, but well offshore the coast of Baja California through Saturday, and then turn away from the coast on Sunday. Maximum sustained winds currently at 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. Slight additional strengthening is possible this morning before the tropical storm begins to weaken by this evening. Javier is forecast to become post-tropical cyclone on Sunday. Up and down the coast, you could have effects from wind and surf. Swells generated by Javier will continue to affect portions of the southern and central Baja Peninsula during the next day or so. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. Javier is expected to produce 1 to 2 inches of additional rainfall with isolated storm amounts of 5 inches in portions of Baja California through today. And of course, this could affect any of the cruises along the west coast of Mexico, especially those that were headed to Cabo San Lucas. Could also affect Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta. So just going to have to be awake in those areas. Then on down to toward the southern coast of Mexico is the unnamed storm. Shower and thunderstorm activity continues and associated with a broad area of low pressure located several hundred miles south of the southern coast of Mexico. Further development of this system is expected, and the tropical depression will likely form later today or on Sunday, while the system moves generally west-northwestward or northwestward near the coast of southern and southwestern Mexico. Regardless of the development, heavy rain is possible along the coasts of southern and southwestern Mexico through early next week. And interest in those locations should monitor the progress of the system. It has a chance of further development at 80% in the next 48 hours and 90% over the next 5 days. So this clearly can affect any cruises that goes along or to the west coast of Mexico. So itinerary changes are possible on any of those areas. All right, since this was an unscheduled broadcast this morning for a special Saturday weather edition, I see a couple people over in the chat room. So we'll say good morning to Amy. The Z Show Cruise Fun says, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Glad to have you guys with us. Of course, stay tuned to this channel. We'll keep you apprised of any major changes on any of the weather systems. And, of course, any news in the travel and cruise industry space over the weekend. If not, you guys have a fantastic weekend and a very happy holiday for the Labor Day weekend this weekend. That's it for today. I'll stay on top of things over the weekend. If not, I'll see you on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. That's it for now. This is the Old Fat Travel Guy. Have a fantastic weekend.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.